We'll play the intro video tomorrow. We have somebody that normally runs this for us is living their best life in Sweden, and we are so happy that they are. And so we're doing it ourselves. So we're grateful for this. I want to start off by saying thank you for everybody for coming. Thank you for your patience. We usually start 5 minutes into the Zoom. And the reason we start 5 minutes into the Zoom is there is always stragglers that are coming. And it's nobody's fault that they're stragglers, but they can't find the Zoom. The Zoom link went to their junk mail and they can't find it. So what we find is the few minutes leading up to this event, people are scrambling a little bit, especially on day one. And so we started about 5 minutes in to give everybody grace, an opportunity to come on. It also helps me, because then I'm not distracted by everybody coming and wanting to join and finding the Zoom link and my phone going off. And I can actually just start with the people that are here, that are ready to go, have their journals out, and we are good to go. So it is not to waste anyone's time. And trust me, by the end of this, you will realize that this is a very incredible use of your time, even if we had you waiting an extra 5 minutes. So thank you so much. So today we went a little bit longer, but don't worry, we're here and it's going to be incredibly, incredibly valuable. I promise you that. I want to say, and start off with a few words of gratitude first. And I think all of us can tap into this feeling as we start this journey together for the next 3 days. I just wanted to say thank you for coming on. I want to thank God for bringing us in this moment together where we can grow, expand, become our best in a supportive, collaborative, compassionate environment. So I am grateful for that. I am grateful for this, and I'm grateful for all of this material that has been so graciously given to me so that I can channel it through and give it to all of you. So just a moment of gratitude, please, for having this opportunity, for being able to do this, and for being here, and everything that we are going to learn about ourselves, about the world, and about this beautiful, beautiful material. So let's talk what we're going to do the next 3 days. Okay, so manifest. I think this is maybe the third time I've done manifest, or is this the second time? I can't recall. The first time that I did manifest, though, was incredibly powerful. Spirit was with us. There were things that happened that blew my own mind. I had thousands of dragonflies show up outside of my window at the Four Seasons in Miami while I was teaching, literally thousands around my window and my window only. And it was very, 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 very spiritually aligned and connected. So when I was thinking about this event and what we wanted to do this month, it made sense for me for us to do manifest again, and for us to do it in the versions of ourselves that we are today. So I'm different. My team is different. My perspectives and my views are different. I'm going to teach you my 4-step manifestation process over these next 3 days, but I bet you I'm going to teach it very different than I did before. So it's very, very powerful. If you were in manifest in October, it's going to be different today. And I never teach the same thing. I know even in my millionaire program, I teach Tuesdays and Wednesdays the same lesson, and every Tuesday and Wednesday are completely different. Everything is different. The moment is different. My awareness is different. And the people that are on the Zoom are different. So you are all here. You're making an impact on this. You are a pivotal part of this transformative journey for us all. So if you, the viewer, the observer, the participant, are here, that means that there's a reason that you're here, and you're making a difference just by being on here. You're adding to the collective consciousness, to the collective energy, to the collective spirit of what we are doing here. And so you being on and you participating and you engaging is helping others, it's supporting others, and it is making a significant difference. I used to be a woman that thought that my role in this world was meaningless, that nobody would notice if I was gone, that I wouldn't make a difference to be there or not. And that belief led me down a path of an unfulfilled life. And so now I believe that my presence is important and it's impactful. And I believe the same thing for every single one of you. So congratulations for coming on. Please show up for yourself, but also show up for others. So that's what I mean about collaborative. We're here to support one another in each other's growth. That is an integral part of Diamond Academy and the community that we've created, is that it's not just for ourselves, but it's for the greater good of everybody here. So if we can go into this with that attitude, that would be awesome. So for the next 3 days, I'm going to teach you my 4-step manifestation process. Today, step 1 and step 2, and tomorrow, step 3 and step 4. You have a workbook, and this is probably the most thorough workbook that I've ever created for a free masterclass. A lot of my courses and my programs have thick, thorough workbooks because the work doesn't happen in listening to me speak. The work happens in the transformation of your thoughts, your identity, your concepts, the way you feel every day, and the way you show up in this 3D physical world. And so the workbook is pivotal to your transformation over the next 3 days. We've put a link in the chat. So if you have not gotten it in your email, because our emails, they go to junk or they go to like cyberspace. They disappear. So take a look. So click the link here, you should get the workbook. 2 ways to do it. You can fill it out online, you can print it out, or you can just open it up online on your computer and use a notebook. So that's what I do. I have a notebook for all of my journaling. All of my self-reflection is all there. So let us know if you can't open that, but I think everybody's having an okay time getting this workbook opened. If you can't open it right now, just figure it out after. Reach out to our team. You all have a success advisor from my team to support you to make sure you have everything you need, so you can get it afterwards. But the homework for tonight is going to be lesson 1 and lesson 2. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about today. Day 3 is one of the best days. And the reason for that is that we call it our VIP day. And the reason I say VIP day is I want by day 3 for each and every one of you to identify yourself as a VIP. So it's an opportunity for you to step into a version of yourself that maybe you haven't seen before. So yeah, I'm VIP. I'm going to come on day 3. And so VIP means you're a very important person. And who decides that you're very important? You do. So day 3 is our VIP day. So these are for people who want to step into that level of themselves. I will do a Q&A on day 3. I will do a guided visualization on day 3, which is very powerful and very impactful. And we will also talk about Diamond Academy and our enrollment. I will not discuss enrollment these 2 days. I always have people asking me, are you going to talk about Millionaire? Are you going to talk about Modern Mentor? Are you going to talk about Mexico? Not today or tomorrow. So I reserve any discussion about enrolling into any of our courses or programs. I reserve for day 3, which is Saturday from 10 to 12, 12:30. Might go a little bit longer because I really want to be able to answer a lot of your questions. So does that feel good, that what we're going to do over the next 3 days? Yes. Okay. The other thing is that you'll see, I can even see in the chat, somebody's looking for who their success advisor is. So I have a team that supports me, and every member of my team has learned directly with me. So they have taken my courses and my programs, and they have been personally mentored by me to be able to translate this information into embodiment. Okay, into embodiment. So it's one thing to know a thing, it's another thing to live a thing, to exist as that thing. It's one thing to know something in the conscious mind and to say, yes, I believe this, but it is another thing to live as though you believe this. That is embodiment. And so my team supports me in helping everybody embody the information. So you have all been assigned a success advisor. So we just took your name and we just divvied you all out so that you all have a support while you're here. They can help you with Zoom links. They can help you with the workbook. They will offer you a call to discuss your goals where you can ask them questions. You can stretch and grow. Their calendars, we've never seen anything like it. To be quite honest, we are very, very grateful, but my team is very busy. So this is one of the most registrations we've ever had in an event. I'm sure it won't be the biggest soon because we keep expanding and growing. But so they're very, very busy. So what that means is that if you do want to have a discussion with them, please don't wait. please reach out, have the discussion. Can my team just raise their hand for a minute so everybody can see who's on my team? Okay. So if anybody other than these people reach out to you, they're not on my team. Okay. We have had a couple people reach out and say, you know, I work with Kathleen Cameron at Diamond Academy, and like, no, you don't. They have Diamond Academy emails. They are part of my organization. So just watch who you're getting messages from, make sure they're a mutual friend with me, and make sure that they have a Diamond Academy email, please. So this is my team. And I also want to say happy birthday, Sarah Eby. We love you, beautiful. Happy birthday. Okay, thank you so much. I don't get this. Who is my team? My team are success advisors that work with me. They're my team. I can't build a very, very successful success network and coaching academy with doing it alone. It's just not feasible, and it is not possible. And so we have thousands of clients all over the world. And so we are beautiful. Oh, who is your team, Natalie? We'll get you sorted out. Don't worry. If you are watching the replay, sometimes I forget about the replayers. You are just as important, and you are just as pivotal, and you could have just as good of a transformation on the replay. So what I would love for you to do if you are watching the replay is to do whatever I'm asking everybody else to do. Comment below if you're on YouTube, send your success advisor a message, reach out to us if you need support, but engage in this training, this masterclass, like you are on live. So come on, set yourself the hour, 2 hours, get into the energy, do the homework, post about it, show us all those beautiful things. So we are all in the Facebook group. Yes, that's true. I have a Facebook group, the Manifested with Kathleen Cameron Facebook group. And we have a lot of really exciting and really fun things that are happening. So throughout the next 3 days, I'm going to tease some of those things and tell you a little bit. I have my book coming up in end of September called The Best of Yourself. It is almost done. It is very, very impactful and very, very important message within that book. So stay tuned for that. And then we have something we're doing in Toronto. So we'll tease that a little bit too for any of the Canadians that want to come. I can see some people in Ontario that are like, yes, it might be Manifest Toronto. Maybe that's what we're going to do. Anyway, and then maybe we'll go on world tour and do Manifest World Tour. I would love that. Okay. So a little bit about me. You know what I would love to know? Please let me know if this is your first time on one of my live events. How much do I need to introduce myself? Do you already know me? No, first times. Okay, this is good. Okay, so I am a woman who believed that she was worthy of becoming a registered nurse, receiving multiple degrees, making $100,000 a year, buying a house, having 2 kids, living a traditional life. That's what I thought was normal. That's what I thought was average. That's what I thought I should do. And so I just did it. I just did that. I just followed that path. And when I followed that path, it led me to exactly that. Being married with 2 kids, making $100,000 a year, not spending a lot of time with my kids because I was always at work. And then I always had this feeling that I wanted more. It was like, oh, I want more. Like, what is this? And this feeling, it just lingered within me. And it was like this little fire within me. Welcome to everybody. First time. Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. Oh, this is so fun. So what ended up happening is I literally, this feeling within me for more kept me doing more. I got another job. I got another degree. I started a side business. I did this, I did that. And the beautiful thing about that is that I never gave up. I was persistent and I wanted to achieve. I wanted to help people. I wanted to serve, but I thought I had to do it a certain way. And so I was tired and I was overwhelmed and I was stressed and I got sick. And my life ended up being this thing that I looked at and was like, it's good. It's good, but I feel like it could be more. And in September of 2019, I met my dear friend and mentor, Bob Proctor, and he allowed me to see something beyond what I was aware of before. He allowed me to see that there is a possibility beyond my current level of awareness for me to become a woman that I had not yet been conscious of being. And he allowed me to see that I could do, be, and have anything that I wanted. And through learning from him, I started to study manifestation. He wouldn't have called it that at the time. He would have said law of attraction or universal laws or whatever. I started calling it manifestation. And I started to apply what I was learning. And then I went deeper and I started studying more and more and more authors and thought leaders and new age thinkers. And I got into spirituality, more personal growth and development, peak performance. And I just started sopping it all up and applying it to my life. What made me connect with Bob? He was delivered to me. I attracted him. I manifested him. It was the feeling within me that I wanted more. And the universe was like, here you go. Here you go. So just like today, it is no coincidence that you're on here, that you're watching the replay, that you're on here live, that you registered for this event. There is no coincidences. Everything happens for a reason. It is your own consciousness that has attracted this into your life, consciously or unconsciously. So you might be consciously aware. So like, you know what? I really needed this. And here I am. Or it's unconsciously where you're like, yeah, you're right. I am here. I didn't really ask for it. But now that I think about it, I love this. You're speaking my language. I remind people of the truth. I spoke for a bunch of professionals on the weekend, a lot of doctors, and a lot of them came up to me after and they said, I believe what you say, Kathleen. I believe what you're talking about. They don't want to like say it too loudly because it doesn't fully go along with the scientific paradigm in the medical model, but they believe. And so I hear that all the time. But connecting with Bob let me see that I was far more powerful than I ever believed I was. And so I started tapping into the powers of manifestation. I started to embody it. I started to think differently, feel differently, behave differently. I started to see myself completely different. The way in which you see yourself is going to reflect in your life. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. So I started to see myself differently. So, September of 2019 changed my life forever. That decision to enroll in a personal growth and development course, not a traditional degree, not another certification, but to invest in me, was so powerful. So I started manifesting things like co-authoring in a book. I wrote down, I'd love to be a best-selling author. Next thing you know, a week later, they asked me to write a chapter in a book. Someone reached out and said, you want to write a chapter in a book? I wrote down, wouldn't it be fun to be on TV somehow? Boom, they asked me to go to the Marilyn Dennis show downtown Toronto and have a makeover. Little things. I was manifesting coffees. Like I'd love somebody to deliver me a coffee and then someone show up with a coffee, which has never happened before. And then I started manifesting more money and I started manifesting it from unexpected places. But something happened where I grew my belief in myself so strong, so powerful that I believed that I was going to become a millionaire. And I'm going to teach people how to do it. And that was in January of 2020. I launched my coaching business alongside Bob. So I sold his program for a little while there. And I made my first million in 7 months. I made 3.3 million that year. The next year, 12 million. The next year, 12 million. I mean, it has been a just ripple effect of impact and compensation for the impact. So I can sit here today and tell you that now I have tapped into the wholeness of who I am. So now I manifest money, business success and growth, self-love. I also manifest relationships, peace, fulfillment, joy. But now, which is so near and dear to my heart, is the manifestation of being a healthy woman. And that doesn't mean weight loss or weight release. It means becoming a version of myself who believes in the longevity of my vessel and engaging in healthy behaviors to support being here for a long time. And for a woman who did not believe she was worthy of being here, who did not believe she was worthy of a healthy body or healthy behaviors, this is a big shift, a big shift. So I'm grateful for my journey, But what we want to do over these next 3 days is to show you other people's journeys as well. And so I don't sit here in isolation as somebody that's learned how to manifest all these incredible things and then trying to teach other people and not being successful. We have people in our energy that are manifesting incredible things, amazing things. And they will say to you, yes, Kathleen, I make more money, but you know what? I'm happy now. And that's what's most important. They will say, yes, I launched that book, but you know what? I love myself now. So keep that in mind, that the more aware you get, the more awake you get, the more you get into this material, the less the material things matter. And the more your own perspective of yourself matters, living in gratitude, living in joy, living in peace, living in abundance. And so anything that keeps you away from that is an old belief system. It's something you were taught. I sit back and I look at this world every single day, and there are moments in time where I can't see its beauty. I can't see just how incredible this planet is, and this universe is, and how incredible God is. But the reason I can't see it is because I'm caught up in these old beliefs, these old patterns that have told me that it's wrong, that it's bad, that it's negative. And when you move out of that and you move out of judgment and you move into love, you can actually step back and you can say, even with these negative things happening in my life, I can still see the good that's there. And so I want you to just grab onto that little bit of good that is still there. If you're somebody that is in the depths of the negative, in the depths of the judgment for yourself, for others, for this world, if you are really experiencing the negative all around you and it is overwhelming and all encompassing right now, I want you to just follow the good. Even if it's a little bit, follow that little bit of light and grab onto it. And if we can be the light for you these next 3 days, we will help you. Because the more light you see, the greater the light will expand and grow and will fill your space. And soon it will cloud out the darkness and you will start to clear and see that there is a lot to be grateful for. There is so much to be grateful for. So today, we're going to help you to understand you a little bit first. So this could be the day that your life changes. And I say that with absolute certainty, that if you choose for today to be the day your life changes, then that's a choice that you can make. We can't decide that for you. It has to come from you. It has to be a decision that you make. So what you believe to be true will be your truth. We have this thing where many people know their day that they joined us. They have an anniversary. Some people call it their Diamond Academy anniversary. Some people have called it BK, before Kathleen, which I'm really honored. It has nothing to do with me though. It's all you. But people know their day that they changed their life. They made a new decision. And so it doesn't mean it's the day that I came into your life, but it's the day that you decided to change the course of your life. And so you're deciding to change your perspective. You're deciding to change your perception. You're deciding to change the way you see you. And so whatever could be today, July 27th of 2023 could be the day. And so what if you write that down at the top of your page? July 27th, 2023, the day my life changed. I have all of these dates of all the times that my life has changed. I'm going to read you something from Happier Than God today because it is one of my all-time favorite books when we talk about spirit. But in that book, he has you write down the day that you opened the book. And I wrote it down. November 26, 2021 is written right in this book. And that's the day that my life changed after reading this book. Neil Donald Walsh, you're going to ask me, but Neil Donald Walsh. But I'll get to that when we get to lesson 4. We're going to have a couple of interviews today at 11 o'clock. Deborah's going to interview a couple of our community members, our Diamond Academy family, we call them. We'll do those interviews at 11 o'clock, and then we will have interviews again tomorrow, and then interviews again on Saturday. We had so many interviews, so many people that wanted to come on and share that, we added another person to Saturday. Normally I do one on Saturday, but now we're going to do 2. We'll share the name of the book. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. But you're going to love it. It's such a good book. One of my all-time favorites, Okay. I want to start going into the first step in the manifestation process for me. Okay, this is for me. So everything I teach you is my perspective, my perception, my belief system. It is what I have chosen to believe to be true, which has assisted me immensely in manifestation. I also believe in quantum leaping and collapsing time. So I believe that you can have your manifestation faster, quicker, and on your own timeline. There is a gestational period. There is a period where you will not observe it and you will then observe it. But the time between the ask and the observation of what you desire can be shortened by many things. I'll talk about that over these next 3 days. But I really do believe that you can do it fast and you can do it easy. It doesn't have to be hard. And so just be open to hearing my perspective. In the manifestation world, the most common pathway to manifestation and the steps that people tell you to take is number one, create a vision. Create a goal. What do you want? What do you want to manifest? And you know what? At the beginning, I probably would have said that too. I would have said, step 1, what do you want? Step 2, who do you need to be to get it? Step 3, take action towards it. Very basic and simple and easy. And yes, you can do that. But what I have found over this past 3.5 years is that there is so much more happening behind the scenes than just creating a vision and believing you are that person and going for it. There is awareness that the more aware you are, the faster you will manifest. And there is this incredible, beautiful, amazing support from the universe, God, creator, source, infinite intelligence, whatever you want to call it, the God of your understanding. There is an incredible essence that you co-create with. And so let's not create a goal until we know ourselves and until we know God, spirit, creator, universe, source. I resonate with the God language now, but it was not what I resonated with 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I would have said universe. So whatever feels good for you, I'm not disrespecting anybody's beliefs. I appreciate and understand every single one of your alternate perspectives. And so today we are going to talk in generalities to respect everyone and have compassion for everyone and be collaborative and all inclusive. But you will hear me use the language God today and tomorrow and Saturday. And what I am talking about is what we're all talking about. It is the formless substance that is flowing to and through us that allows us to create what we want and to co-create with. We are not alone. We are supported. We are guided. And that belief alone changed everything for me. Because I was trying to do things myself. I was bearing the weight of it all on my shoulders and on my feet. My physical movement towards what I desire. And so there is so much power behind that. So before we create a goal or a vision and we go into our intellectual minds, that's step 3, by the way, intellectual mind. Before we do that, we're going to do step 1 and step 2. So step 1 for me for manifestation is self-awareness. The manifestation world is becoming more and more well-known and accepted, and TikTok is a beautiful place. You can go find so much manifestation information. But there is something that I believe that is missing in such a big way when it comes to manifestation in today's way of talking about it, and that is self-awareness. So we have a bunch of people that don't know themselves at all, that want a better car, a better job, more money, a better relationship, the love of their lives, but they have no idea why they want it. They have no idea in what way they want it. They have no idea what makes them happy, what makes them sad, who they think they are, the concept they hold of themselves. And so there is a lack of understanding that the attainment of better relationships, more money, success in your business, a healthier physical vessel, all comes from within, from you. And so if you don't know yourself, There is no way that you are going to have permanent manifestations, and there is no way that you're going to elevate your life in a significant way. So you might have inconsequential manifestations. So inconsequential manifestations would be manifesting a coffee. Like, it doesn't change my life. I want every single one of your lives to be completely changed by going through one of my courses and my programs. I want you to see that you can be a completely different version of yourself, living a completely different life in a matter of 6 months through this material, through this information. But it's only through self-awareness. So self-awareness is knowing yourself. So the first questions in the workbook for this masterclass, they ask you questions so that you can become more self-aware. So there's no right answer to the questions. You're not trying to find like, what should I say? What would they think of me? What is the right answer? It's not a quiz and it's not a test. They're journal prompts. And so what that means is they're meant to have you thinking. And when you answer a question the first time, you read it once and you answer it really quickly, that's surface level thinking. So you're in your conscious mind. You're likely thinking what you think you should think. I want you to go deeper to the deep rooted thinking. So sit down, answer that question, write for a little while, leave, come back and answer it again. And then after you've answered it, look at it and say, why? Just go deeper. Why? But why? And the deeper you go, the more understanding you will have, the more you will understand yourself. So what makes me happy is a great question. And so you could sit here, surface level thinking, and you can say, you know what, my family makes me happy. What I do for a living makes me happy. My kids makes me happy. You can think about that. Going to the spa makes me happy. But then I want you to ask why. Why does that make you happy? What is it about those things that make you happy? So the spa makes me happy because it allows me to relax my mind. It allows me to slow down. I connect to myself more at the spa. See how it's totally, I'm going deeper. I'm going deeper. I'm going deeper. So it's the same thing with what makes me sad or what makes me mad. Keep asking why. Why? Your reactions to life is the most valuable information that you will ever find. Your reactions to life. So when something bugs you, irks you, pisses you off, makes you feel disrespected, there's information in there. There's very important information in there. Why am I activated by this? Why is this bothering me? Why is this pissing me off? Why am I frustrated? Because the thing of it is don't we all want peace of mind? Don't we all want to live a life where we are happy and joyful and having fun? So why are we choosing to be pissed off, to be upset, to be annoyed, to be angry? You were taught to. It's a habit. A lot of times we look to people around us. Well, they did this wrong. They did that wrong. It's their fault. They're negative. They're rude. They're ignorant. They're disrespectful. But one thing you will realize the more self-aware you get, that it's never that person. It's always within you. That person is a reflection of something outside of you. This is deeper than surface level. So when somebody treats me badly, am I mad at that person for treating me badly? Or am I mad at myself for allowing myself to be treated badly? I chose someone to disrespect me. And so we forgive ourselves for judging ourselves, and we make a different decision. We choose differently. So self-awareness really is the basis for everything. Because if you are unaware, you can't change a thing. I give this example so many times, so you guys will know it, but there's people in this world that we know to be negative. They're really negative. They like always think pessimistically. They're always getting mad at things. They're always complaining, bitching, and moaning about things. Karen, or I think Chad is the male version, Chad. And we are all aware of them, but they are not aware of themselves. Very rarely do we have somebody say, yep, I'm a Karen. I'm a Karen and proud. They don't want to be that way. They think it's okay to be that way because they're comfortable being that way because they don't know any other way. I remember when I used to work in healthcare, we used to have these conversations about our boss, our manager. She did this, she does that, she's so negative, she's not supportive, she's not helpful. And I remember I used to get out of those conversations and I would be so drained. Why are we talking negatively about other people in our spare time, on our breaks? Why aren't we on our breaks talking about how we can make any bigger impact, how we can be better at our work, how grateful we are for the abundance that we have, for the jobs, for the security? The version of me now looks back on that and I'm like, oh, I just thought that's what we did. Like, I wasn't aware that I was doing that and making a conscious decision to spend my free time being negative. But here I am doing it. And so we can forgive ourselves for that, but become aware of it. Become aware of it and make a new decision. So when I get into those rooms now where people want to talk negatively about other people, they want to gossip, they want to vent, they want to rant, I'm the one at the table that just bows out. I'm like, nope, good, I'm good. Or I'll say something like, tell me something that you love about them. Because you love them. Oftentimes it's family members. Oftentimes we're like complaining about our family members, but we really love them. And I also think, like, if you wouldn't say it to their face, then what are we doing? And oftentimes we're judging them based on our limitations. So people judge me. They'll judge the way I do things, the way I don't do things, the things that I say. But I know that that's not about me. I know that it is something within them that is used to judging, and it makes them feel a certain way to continue to judge. And so release yourself from judgment and move into love and change your life. So my day-to-day thought process is, I feel like that was judgment. So anytime that you say that somebody is doing something wrong, you're judging. Anytime you say they're doing something right, you're judging. And so how can we just accept people for who they are? How can you accept people for who they are? It's a higher level of awareness. It truly is. So the beautiful thing about self-awareness then is it allows you to build a life for yourself that you actually want. I built a life based on what I thought I should want. So to build a life based on what you think you should want says, I want this car, I want this house, I want this job, I want this to travel to these places. And so we see all these other people around us doing all of these things and we say, oh, okay, I'll want that. Okay, I'll want that. Okay, yeah, that looks good. Let's do it. But if you actually become really, really self-aware, you will, in your own depths, know what you want and what you don't want. So I know without a doubt, it is so clear and so perfect and visible that I am meant to, that's how much power I put to it. I am meant to wake up on the ocean every day. That is what I want. I want to wake up in the morning and hear the ocean waves and see it right in front of me. Why do I want that? Why? Because it's pretty? No, because I know myself And I know when I feel my happiest, my most fulfilled, my most at peace, when I'm closest to God is when I'm at the ocean. When I'm at the ocean, my personal mind falls back, my awareness comes forward, and I just allow myself to be, to just sit and watch it and look at it and experience the awe of it. So that's why I want that. I also know that I want to make a significant impact on this world through this material. The past 3.5 years have taught me without a shadow of a doubt that this material changes lives. This information is a ripple effect. So the more people hear this and then change themselves through hearing this information, the bigger that the impact is on people. So Janet tells her mom and her dad and her kids and her sisters and her brothers, and it passes on. Yeah, my microphone just bit the big one. You guys are so perceptive. See how aware you are? Jennifer noticed the difference in my mic. Let's see if I can turn it back on. No, yeah, she's gone. This mic is dead. So we pivot. Every time you hear us, or something new. Oh, Christine, I'm so grateful that you're here. Beautiful. It's so good to see you. But listen, I know that my purpose, my mission, my calling is to help millions of people through this information. And there's a part of me that's like, oh, millions, Kathleen, come on. But best case scenario, what will happen to the world if millions of people hear this message? What will happen to the collective consciousness if people start loving themselves more, judging less, being more at peace? What would this world be impacted? So positively. And so I truly do believe that this material is similar to like the cure to cancer. And if you had the cure to cancer in your back pocket, you would absolutely share it with the world. And so that's why I'm here. And it took a lot of self-awareness to get to that place. It took a lot of self-work to get to this place. You know, some people will think that the purpose of all of this is for me to be seen, for me to have more money, to live a freer life. And what I can tell you is, yeah, all those things would be great. But it's not my underlying drive and reason and desire for doing what I do. It's helping people to see themselves, to know themselves, to choose to make a difference in this world, and to truly shift the collective consciousness. And yes, this material has cured cancer. It absolutely has. One of the greatest things that we have seen in our community is people who have used this information to cure themselves of their anxiety, to cure themselves of depression, of autoimmune diseases. Very powerful. So you can manifest whatever you want. You really can. And we're here to help you do that. Please put the link to the workbook in the chat again, team. Got a couple people looking. That would be great. Thank you. So the first set of questions, the self-awareness questions, that's part of your homework for tonight. So that is where I want you to start. And I want you to go within. And no matter how much personal growth and development work that you have done up to today, there is more awareness for you to have. I've spent the past 3.5 years studying myself. Maybe it's coming up 4 years in September, studying myself. And I still have awarenesses about myself every day. And so I am inquisitive. I am curious about myself. So whenever I feel myself getting kind of moody, I'm like, ooh, what's going on? Whenever I feel myself questioning or doubting, I'm like, ooh, this is good. This is awareness. This is growth. Whenever things outside of me happen that are like contrasts, that are like, oh, I didn't ask for this. It's like, ooh, okay. So how can I become the best of myself to not be thrown by this, to not be influenced negatively by this? How can I be a stronger version of myself more permanent, more resilient to be able to work through these things in a different way. And self-awareness is always the answer. And so you will find after doing some self-awareness, what you think you want in your life might not at all be what you want. Or you might do the self-awareness work and you'd be like, you know what, I really do want that. And I do want it for these reasons. And so that deep-rooted understanding of why you want it is very powerful and very important. I believe that to be successful in life, so to be seen as a successful person, so whatever that means to you, but for me, a successful person meant that I had a title, that I had a certification, I had letters behind my name, I had degrees up on the wall, that meant I was successful, to have a nice car, to have a nice job, that was all success to me. And so why did I strive for that? Why did I strive for success? This has been part of my growth and my understanding. Because I didn't feel that I was worthy unless I was successful. So I wasn't a productive member of society unless I was successful. I wasn't good enough unless I was successful. I didn't measure up unless I was successful. And so I went after success all of my life. In my book, the one that's coming out in the fall, I actually have a chapter about the ego and why I think the ego is actually a good thing. So many people believe the ego is all bad, all negative. Get out of your ego, get into spirit. But your ego is what helps you to do the big things that you want to do. Your ego is what pushes you, what motivates you, that challenges you. Your ego is what got you on here to study this material, the human part of you. Spirit was what drew you to it, attracted you to it, put it in front of you. But your ego is what had you take action. So for me, it's a beautiful, healthy balance of ego and spirit and recognizing the both of them and moving between the two. So I know when I'm in my human and my ego is out, and I know when I'm in spirit and in a state of flow. Self-awareness. It's huge. And so the self-awareness piece allows you to move around within this material and this community a little bit differently, which is powerful. Somebody mentioned angel numbers in the chat. I'll touch on that real quick. Angel numbers for me have been a very significant part of my journey. And I see 111 and 1111 everywhere. And those were primarily the angel numbers that I would become aware of. Those angel numbers have always been there. It's 1111 twice a day. It's 111 twice a day, like always. You're just not aware of it. You know, the highway here, Highway 111 near my house here, Forbes Road, it's always been there, but I become aware of it. So these angel numbers and your observation and awareness of them come from your spirit. They come from when you are aligning with your oneness, you will become more aware. Oh, somebody is screen sharing a cake? How did that happen? Casey, want to sort that out? Thanks, girl. Oh my God. You know what happens to me when I'm really, really tapped in and tuned in? Like when my vibration is really powerful, technology goes awry. Like it'll just Wi-Fi connection or Zoom won't work or this and that. And so, you know, this is where you got to like tame your vibration and tame your energy a little bit. I went live with Cheryl Hickey. She took the Millionaire Program and we did a live video and I was vibing so high. We couldn't get the video to work. Like my internet just would not work. My Wi-Fi was like, nope, you're not doing it. Yeah. I've noticed that for you too, Kathleen. Yeah, happens all the time. So angel numbers for me then are a representation of your awakening and your enlightenment, which means you're connecting more to your spirit and less to your human. So I always say when people message me, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm seeing angel numbers all the time. I'm like, you're waking up. You are waking up. Yes. You're becoming more self-aware. You're moving more into spirit. And all of the repeating numbers have different meanings. So go take a look at what some of the meanings are for you. But the important thing is for you to create a meaning around it that's purposeful for you. So when I see 111, 1111, I say, yep. Okay, God. Yep. I know. I know what it means. I know what it means for me. You're on the right path. Keep going. Don't stop. You're on the right path. Keep going. Don't stop. Shannon Beardsmore and I see 9/11 everywhere. She started telling me she sees 9/11, 9/11, 9/11. And so now I see it everywhere. I was just in Miami at the Four Seasons Surfside, which is the best property that I've ever stayed at. And the address was 9011. And then as I come out of the exit, the building that it was attached to was 9111. So it was the 9/11 and the 111 combined. But my interpretation and my understanding of the 9/11 and why we see that all the time is because we are like first responders. We are saving lives, changing lives. And so it's in a different way. And so from being a registered nurse for 12 years and impacting people at their bedside and treating the disease and treating the illness, to now be here on this side doing the exact same thing, but ahead of it, is really powerful. And so with this information, this knowledge, we will see less people in those hospitals. We will see less people needing medications. We will see less crisis and conflict and intervention, and we will have more peace, and it will relieve our hospitals. I really believe that. I really believe that. So after these interviews, I'm going to talk about spirit. So this can be a little controversial for some, but I am going to tell you my absolute truth around spirit and what I believe and why it is the second step after you become self-aware to become one with your power. I'm going to talk about that right after. Deborah, are you ready for interviews? Where is she? There she is. Can we hear her? She might be frozen. I didn't do it. She did it. Oh my God. All you can do is laugh when things like this happen. I think she's frozen. I can do the interview too. Just let me know who's up. Okay, Deborah, are you back?
Yeah. Unmute myself.
Is it your connection is like not good?
Oh no? Okay, hold on. Let me change it then. Let me go to my phone then.
You're choppy. You're choppy. Oh my gosh, I just realized the person that they screen shared a birthday cake, and it's Sarah's birthday. See how things don't happen by accident? Come on. Oh, it's Amber's birthday too. Amber's going to be interviewed in a few minutes. Aren't you?
Am I back? Okay. Back,
Okay.
Kathleen?
Yes, you're better. But I'll stay tuned just in case you freeze, and I'll hop back in.
Okay, good. So is Amber here? I don't see her. Hi, Amber. Are you there? Oh, there you are. Okay, perfect. Oh, I can't hear you. Maybe we have to unmute you. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay. Hey.
There you go. Happy birthday.
Thank you. My birthday's in a couple days. I also have to say happy birthday to Mama Deb Lays inside of Modern Mentor, because her birthday and Davila's birthday are tomorrow. We just got all these birthdays.
We have so many in July. Even in the team, there's so many birthdays. And our team member, Sarah Eve, it's her birthday too.
Yay.
How are you? You're such a ray of light. I love this.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy to be here. So excited to share all the love.
Good. Okay, so this is your platform. I want you to share everything, that went through with you in our community, and tell us where you were before you met Kathleen in our community and Deb Lays and Modern Mentor.
All right. I had been in the personal development world for about 10 years, ever since I started counseling, and I was diagnosed with major depression. And so I was tired of living as a victim of my circumstances. So I read probably about 400 personal development books and took so many online courses. And so I knew all the stuff up in here. I just didn't know it yet. So, and then I came across the Facebook ad for Kathleen's Manifestation Meets Business event. And I was like, oh, well, first, her last name was intriguing because I had watched Full House as a kid, and Candace Cameron was. So I was like, maybe she's related. This is interesting. I want to find out more about her. Turns out I don't think they're related, but I signed up for the event, and the homework was super transformative. And but I still had a lot of resistance because I was so comfortable in the knowing of the information and the sitting back and waiting to manifest all these things. My success advisor, Jessica, knows. She was like, you're just waiting for everything to fall in your lap. I'm like, yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm that powerful that I can just lay in bed and it's just going to come to me. So I had a lot of resistance to actually like diving deep into this material. And so Jessica reached out to me like on Facebook, and I was like, oh no, I have to talk to her. When your soul is calling you to go deeper, your resistance is going to come up.
Absolutely.
So,
but you asked for it. You were putting it out there, and she felt your energy, and that's what happens.
She did, and we connected so deeply, and like just hearing her story and all of the amazing, I mean, seeing all of you success advisors and all of the big dreams you have and the amazing things that you've got going on, and it was super inspiring. Like, you guys inspire me every single day. Because you guys are all dreaming the big dreams, but you're not just sitting at home waiting for them to happen. You're doing the things. So we connected really deeply, and she pointed out my resistance, which was so fun. And this work is uncomfortable at times. I'm not going to lie. She pointed out my resistances, but then she told me to take a bold step in the direction of one of my big dreams. And so just getting out of my comfort zone a little bit, which was good. And then I got onto another of the training calls, like one of the 3-day events. And the homework again was extremely transformative. And I was like, man, I'm definitely going to be doing this. But I was in the middle of editing my book. And so
I couldn't wait for you to tell about your book, because I know before you came here was your book, right?
That's right. My book was my big thing. And that was like my transformative journey up to that point. Because writing a book transforms you tremendously. And I was like, well, I don't want another program getting in the way of me finishing this book. But really, it was just an excuse for me not to invest that money in myself. There's always an excuse to not invest in yourself.
That's right.
So, and I was told, you know what, you just need to, Kathleen was encouraging me, the success advisors, like, what you're trying to do is going to be so much more powerful when you're surrounded by the love and support that you need. And I honestly had no idea what that meant at all. You don't realize on the one side of it what's waiting for you on the other side.
Exactly.
So I was like, but I speak about money in my book, right? And I'm like, money is always there to support you. You just need to make the choice and the money will come. So I was like, I have to live what I'm teaching. So I heard you, Deborah, and Katie talking on Facebook about don't go to your husband asking for permission to invest this money in yourself. Ask for support. Go in with the energy like you're going to be supported, and go in with that energy. And I talked to Chad, and he was supportive, although we were both like freaked out because this was a huge financial investment for us, like a tremendous investment. But we knew we wouldn't be alone. Like, Jessica was there to take the leap with us. Every one of you was. Like, we didn't feel alone the entire time. So once we took that dive, there was all this love and support to catch us. Honestly, the hardest part of the decision is just deciding that you are worthy of that investment, honestly.
Okay. So now here you are, you made the decision. I think you have other news, right? You and your husband are doing other things as well, right? So here you are, you're made the decision, you're in with us, you're going through the Modern Mentor program. Deb Lays is assisting you as well, Kathleen, us success advisors in that. So what did it do for you being surrounded with like-minded people and being with us as a community and going through this program and really, trying to hit the easy button, because you know what? It is easy.
Hey, I have one of those buttons. I love it. Yes. Well, it's easy, but it also it's work. There's the inner work. like you don't realize how much you're holding on to, you're grasping onto your limits. Like you have all these self-imposed limits and you're holding on to them for dear life, thinking that this is where your safety and security lies. When I was willing to release those things, and when you're willing to do the inner work, you realize just how much you're able to soar, especially in this community with all of the love and support that's here. I mean, every single person, all the success advisors have reached out to me in one way or another to support. And I can't tell you how much the Modern Mentor group means to me with Deb Lay. She's like our mama. I call her Mama Deb because she's so nurturing and she takes us deeper into Kathleen's teachings so we can embody them. And my self-love has grown tremendously, which has been so important. If you're wanting to make a difference in the world, you have to love yourself first. And that's where the confidence comes from, because then as you love yourself, you're able to love others.
Stop you a little bit here.
Yeah.
Share with everybody how you began embodying. So this is very big for us here in Diamond Academy, embodiment. And, you did say, I felt it and I know it, but what does real embodiment mean to you?
Embodiment means that, okay, so all the things. Many of you who are on this call probably know a lot of these things for manifestation. So you have all these big dreams that are over here somewhere, and you see the version of you who's living those dreams over there. And embodiment means stepping into that version of you now, today, thinking, feeling, and acting from who you're hoping to be then, but you're able to collapse time and be that person now. And like you just need this support around you to be able to do that, because you've never been there, that version of you before. And so you need people who are doing that, who have done that, who are living it and feeling the feelings and thinking those thoughts to be around you, to show you that this is who you need to be now. And so that's what embodiment means.
And this is coachable. This is what we do in our beautiful community. She has gone through the process in order to transform by embodying in you the most. That's what's so beautiful. Yeah. So, we're almost finished here. I just want you to share with everyone, that let's say someone is really not understanding this and wants more for themselves, and they're keeping on focus on the old story and they're not changing that story. What can you tell someone that was, now that you've learned, was in that place and now wants to move on?
Yeah.
What can you tell them?
I just want to tell them that everything that you want is inside of you. We're constantly looking for love and success and abundance and joy outside of us. And it's all in here. It's always been here. It's not something you have to chase. And what this inner work does for you is it helps unleash what's already inside of you. And the encouragement that you will receive is exactly what you need to believe in yourself. Every single person here believes in you before you're able to believe in yourself. And there's just something so invaluable about having this many people around you rising with you.
That is so beautiful. I have chills all over my body. Your voice is like soothing. And, you have a little bit of something, oh my God, I'm excited and I want to share this, I want to share that. This is so beautiful. And I thank you so much for, coming here and giving your heart to us. And I know you have so much more. And anybody that wants to connect with her, I want you to put your book in the chat. I want them to see it. I want them to purchase it. And I want them to feel what you went through here as well.
Thank you so much, Deborah.
You're welcome. And when's your birthday again?
On Saturday.
On Saturday. Yeah. So we'll celebrate you on VIP Day.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for meeting with me.
Thank you. Thank you again. Oh, she's such an amazing woman. I love that. I love that. So our next interview is Sandy. Hi, Sandy. Are you there? There she is. I remember you, Sandy. Oh my goodness. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, perfect. Okay,
I love
good.
that. Be kind to yourself.
I'm learning this. Pardon me?
I said, I love what it says behind you. Be kind to yourself.
I found this and I thought I need to look at that every time I'm on a Zoom. So I think it's so important. So wow. Yeah, I'm so excited about being here.
So I believe you took one of our coaching certification program. Am I right?
Yes, I did.
Hey,
Yes.
tell us when you started, because I know you from a while. I've been Kathleen for 3 years, and I'm like, I know this woman.
Yes. Okay. Talk about manifesting. Okay. So, my journey began, when I was teaching, like the air brake system and like on a big semi trucks in the
Mhm.
province. And, one day I just thought, what is my purpose here? I was living 14 hours north of Vancouver, British Columbia. And so I was doing my duties. I was being a wife. I was with my kids, looking after my grandkids, and all of a sudden I thought, what is my purpose here? I need to find my purpose, because I started really kind of regretting like what I was doing in my life. And I thought there has to be something else. Everybody else around me is happy. I'm not happy anymore. And so I just said, I'm leaving. And my family went, what do you mean you're leaving? I said, I'm moving. I gotta move. And they're like, where are you gonna move to? I said, I don't know, but I just feel I have to move. And so I did. I packed up my stuff. And it wasn't because of my husband and I. We were fine after, like, we've been married 42 years now. And this was like 7 years ago. So
Wow.
I just said, I have to leave. So I packed up my stuff, and my husband actually even helped me pack things up. And he says, you have to do what you have to do. So he goes, I'll support you on it. And so I packed up, I moved at the south end of British Columbia. And now my parents lived down where in Enderby, where I moved to. And so I knew that I could support myself because of teaching the semi trucks, and nobody else down there was doing it.
Okay.
So I knew I could do that. But when I got down there, every time that I would phone home or was around my family, there was a lot of anger that started coming out. Even though they were supportive of me when I left, but the anger started coming out. And I had a lot of anger with my own parents and them, because they kept on saying, your job is to be a mom. Why did you leave? Your job is to be a grandma. Your job is to be just like a wife. And I thought, no, I'm not living like this anymore. I need to find out who I am. And I knew like that I wanted to teach. So I was teaching one day, and this woman came into my class, and afterwards she gave me this card and said, I just took this TIR course with Bob Proctor. You should take this. This is really, really empowering. So I thought, okay. So I talked to my husband. He goes, no, I'm not paying the money for it. You need to find out what you need, like where you get the money. Well, I'm like, okay, I need this. I knew internally I needed this. And so I thought, I'll sell one of my trucks. And he goes, how can you sell a truck? You need it for what you teach. And that day after I made that decision, and I said, I need to sell a truck. So I went into a store. I ran into this guy that I know, and he goes, what do you have a truck for? He goes, well, he's family too, but extended family. And he goes, I have a fleet of trucks. If you ever need one, you can use mine. And I went,
Wow.
okay, but how do I sell my truck? So that night I came home, and I had a text come through, and it was this young man from about 2 years before that wanted to buy one of my trucks. And he goes, are you interested in selling one of your trucks yet? Because I'd still like to buy it. And I went, whoa, okay, like this is really cool. So I got a hold of him. I said, yes, I'll sell you one of my trucks. That paid for that course. So I did take Bob Proctor's course. It was just so good for me. I needed it, but I was still looking for something else. I wanted like another woman to connect with, like, because I worked with men all the time. I always taught men. They always called me their mom. And I'm like, some of you are older than me. I don't want to be your mom. So like Kathleen's course came up on Facebook, and something said click. So I did. I clicked it. And it was the connection, I think, because of it, like a woman. And it changed. I'm not kidding. It really made me a more aware of who I was. It brought to me, it brought that little girl out that has always been hiding, because I was so judged on, I was overweight. Everybody, like my family would even say, if you lost 50 pounds, you'd be so pretty. And just like little things, you can't do this, you can't do that. So finally, this little girl that was inside of me went, I want out. And this was showing her how she could come out. And because I knew that I have 6 grandkids and I have 1 great granddaughter. And I thought, if I don't show them what they can do, then who else is going to do it, right? And being who I am to them, I need to be the example. And so when I started taking Kathleen's course, my husband and I started getting together more often instead of like once every 2 months. And he actually said to me, you know what? He says, I was very angry at you. I don't want to tell you when you left, but I was very angry. And he goes, but you have become the person that I've always wanted to fall in love with. Because he goes, you're controlling your own life. You're not allowing everybody else to control you. And it was our relationship has grown so much because he does this with me. And the manifesting part is so funny, because I would say, I want to win this trip to Hawaii. I won the trip to Hawaii. I always said on the hockey games, I'm going to win. My name's going to come across the screen. I'm going to win something. My name came across the screen, and I want a vacuum cleaner, but it's okay. It's a good vacuum cleaner. I wanted a trip or something. I got a vacuum cleaner, but I won. And then we were looking for a table. We went to another town, and I said, I found this table. On the way there, I said, I need to find some sheets. As we got there, we're packing up the table, and Lanique goes, would you like some sheets? Because you're having a garage sale. She goes, I have a brand new package of sheets here if you'd like them. I'm like, yeah, okay. The next day we go, and I said, I need to buy the kids a cot, the grandkids a cot, because they were coming to visit. I found one. We go over there, we pick it up. On the way out the door, like on the way there, I said, we need to stop and get some masks because all the grandkids are coming. We need to find some masks. On the way out the door, the lady goes, oh, do you know anybody who needs masks? And I'm just like, whoa, okay. So we're on our way home.
So how powerful are you? And this is the thing about it. Like, you found the power within, and then you enlightened your husband as well, and everybody else around you. So for someone that's new here, someone that's been here, and they're like, oh my God, but how do I do this? How do I take a step, not knowing of what's out there for me? What would you respond to them? Because you just stepped into your power, and it wasn't that easy, but you said, no, this is gonna be easy because this is what I want.
It is. And you know what? I had to change my beliefs about myself.
Exactly.
Because my beliefs were everybody else's beliefs about me. And so I had to learn who this little girl was and change her beliefs that served me so I could be better and I could serve other people better. And I knew that I didn't want to get to the end of my life. And I look around, I see so many other people, and like, especially women who have kids or who've already raised their children, especially that, because I have so many people say, how did you ever do that? How did you leave? And I said, I left, but I didn't leave. I had to go because I listened to that intuition. I knew it was time in order for me to help them. And that's something that I had to stress. I cannot be the better wife, the better mom, until I learned to be the better person inside. And I had to learn to love myself.
I hope everybody heard that. I hope everybody heard that, exact what she said.
It is so, like, I am completely a different person now. Like, a lot of my family still doesn't understand this, what I'm going through. And they all say, you got a big ego. Your ego is so big. And it's not that. It's because I finally know who I am. And
you chose you.
I chose myself. And when I chose myself, I could help other people. So I always wanted to write a children's book. And I just
Yeah,
wanted to
I
quickly
see. Is
get
that the
into
book you
this.
wrote, Believe?
This is the
that
book
it?
I wrote right here.
I thought so.
And so I always wanted to write. When I always told my husband I want to write a children's book. So I pray all the time, I want to write a children's book. And he go, what is it about? And I said, I don't know yet, but it'll come to me. All of a sudden, one day I was sitting at my desk, he's on the couch, and I said, you know what? Because he did move back. He moved down with me. Just to let everybody know, he did move down with me.
Of course.
So after 4 years, he did move with me. And it was such a different relationship now. And anyway, so I said, you know what? I know what I'm going to write. And he goes, what is it? And I said, let me write. Just sit there and be quiet for a few minutes. I got to start writing. I'm not kidding you guys. My hand was cramped because I write everything. I don't do a lot on the computer. And my hand, it was like an intervention. My hand was writing so fast that I couldn't keep up with my brain telling me what to write. And at the end, it took me half an hour. That's it. And at the end of that, I looked at it, and Danny goes, let me see it. And I go, you know what? I said, I can't believe I just wrote this. And he goes, I can't believe you wrote it in half an hour. He goes, it was actually freaky watching you. He goes, you're like in a trance. And I said, I felt like that it wasn't my words. This was somebody else's words. This is God's word telling me what to write. And he goes, read it to me. You know, I read this, and after I read it, I cried and I cried. I released so much that I had held inside for so many years. And I read it to him, and I'm not gonna tell you the book about, I'll tell you a little slim little thing about it, because it's very empowering. It's about a little girl who never ever wanted to stand in front of the mirror and look at herself. And so the mirror goes to sleep. And over years, she finally started loving herself through different programs. And she finally started to stand in front of the mirror. And what really struck me, and when I read it, I cried so much. And my husband was bawling. And I said, that's me. And I'm sorry, but it was me. I was and he goes, this is you. And I said, I know. I said, I was 58 years old when I wrote that. And this is no lie, you guys. I never, ever had the light on in that bathroom. When I showered in the dark, because I did not want to see that reflection. Because when I seen it, I seen what people were telling me. I did not see who I seen. And I stood there, and it took like this program that I took with Kathleen to love myself and to do the exercises. And they're so important. Look in the mirror, and I had to start the mirror, and I had to start looking at myself and saying, I love my eyes. I love my smile. I love my dimples. It took me 58 years to turn that light on and stand in front of that mirror. My husband, I think he always goes, let's shower. I go, nope, you're not looking at me. Sorry, you can't look at me. 42 years now. This was 40 years and a marriage. And everything is so released. And so when I read it to him, he was crying, and I cried. And I had so many people read it. And it wasn't so much the kids. What I did it for was the kids to learn that, love yourself and don't be afraid to look in the mirror. Love that reflection in the mirror. And I tell you, I know what Kathleen, I know she always says, or you always say, Kathleen, that we do it ourselves. But I can tell you right now, if it wasn't for me, just believing in myself and taking that plunge and doing this program, I would still probably be that little girl that has the mirror off.
Oh my goodness. I was channeling Kathleen to come back in, because I'm sure she has so much to say to you, because I was holding my tears, because this is so beautiful. And is that the book behind you, Believe?
It is. There's actually two parts of it. One is about a little girl with the mirror, and that is my story, and it's my true story. And her little girl's name is Santa, because my uncle used to call me Santa. He always called me Santa. And then he just passed away a couple of years ago. So I wanted to name that little girl Santa after him. And then there's the second part is a little boy named Danny. And because he always played the what if games. Well, because they moved to a different town, what if I don't make friends? What if I don't pass in school? What if I don't do this? And it was his mom that was always holding his hand and saying, but what if you do? You've missed out on so much. You didn't play ball because you were always doing the what if. And I started thinking those two stories were so powerful for my grandkids. And I want my grandkids to always to hang on to this book, no matter what. And my great granddaughter now, I want them to grow up with this book, knowing that they're loved and that they matter, because we all matter. And we all need mentors. We all need, don't be afraid, jump in and go where your intuition tells you to do. Because I tell you, if I wouldn't have done it and allowed the doors to open, my husband always says to me once in a while, he'll go, do you really like me? And I'll go, yeah, of course. Why not? And he goes, I just want to know, because he goes, everything you manifest goes poof and it's here. And he goes, and I don't want to go poof and I'm gone. I go, no, it's okay. You're safe.
You know what, Sandy? I'm so happy that you made that decision to go away and to find yourself that way. I'm sure it wasn't an easy decision, but it became easier and easier and easier as you shared yourself and you unfolded more of you.
Oh my
Kathleen,
gosh,
you want to say
Sandy,
something?
I didn't know this. I didn't know about this book. I didn't know the story. The mirror has actually been one of the best places for self-awareness that I've ever allowed myself to look into. You know, I was thinking last night about what's brave, what's bravery? Like, what does it mean to be brave? Especially in today's day and age. It's not like going off to war. Like, what's brave for us? And I feel like looking at ourselves in the mirror is bravery. You know, willing to look at the things that about yourself that make you kind of cringe, to look at them and to ask, like, where did that come from? Whose idea was that? And to decide that you're going to choose something else. I absolutely love that book. I'm going to have to order some. Sandy, I'm so happy for you. You know what I was thinking about the story with your husband? He gets the real you now.
He does.
Yeah, which is really beautiful, because the other
That's it.
version was a culmination of a bunch of other things, but like now he gets the real you, and now he's actually in your life now because you want him to be.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, which is really beautiful.
Yeah. And we usually talk about that, Kathleen, a lot. What do you need or do you want it? Right? Need versus want. We really talk about this a lot, and we learn so much from that, because need is lack and limitation, but want is happiness, joy, blissful, you know? So
Grateful. Like we live in gratitude. Like that's something that, and we still study this all the time, but he studies with me. So it's like he said, he goes, you've grown so much that I don't want to be left behind. I want to grow with you because I like this different version of you.
Oh, you're inspiring him. I love that.
And what I love about this too is that, and Amber said that, we don't ask for permission. We should never ask anyone else for permission. We should ask for support. And that's what you did. He gave you the support when you had to go and find yourself, and you have to understand how to be kind to yourself and believe. Look at that.
Yeah. Okay, beautiful, Sandy. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming on. Amber, thank you for coming on. Two incredible books. So what we'll do is we'll get the links to those books posted in the Manifested with Kathleen Cameron Facebook group, so you guys can go in and grab them and support. But this is what I was talking about, the impact that this material has on the world. And so what a better way to change the collective consciousness than to the creation of books that will exist forever, that people can access to read, to think differently, to embody, and then to change the course of their lives. So I'm so proud of the two of you. That's so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. I want to talk about spirit before we log off. So I've got like 25 minutes, and this topic is powerful, important, and really, really much of the basis behind manifestation. So there's a lot of different language out in the world today, And there's a lot of different ways in which you can experience this life. And so I always say that I used to say that my approach was spirituality meets peak performance. But as I'm actually moving more into the feminine and into the ease and flow and into the lightness and into spirit, peak performance actually annoys me. I actually don't. I don't even want to go there. I don't want to be a peak performer. Like, come on. I want to be the best of myself. Who am I performing for? I want to be the best of myself. So now I will say that my approach to manifestation is spirituality meets personal growth and development. That feels good. That feels lighter. That feels ease and flow. And I really, really resonate with that. And the reason why that is so important is because there are a lot of people out there that are very spiritual. And I think spirituality is incredible. And it is an integral part of a fulfilled life. To be spiritually aligned and spiritually connected and to have spiritual practices every single day will make your life better, without a shadow of a doubt. But there is also this place where you can be very spiritually aligned and very spiritually connected and be in your faith and to feel calm and things like that, but to not elevate in your experience of life. Okay, so think, I feel good today, I'm meditating, I'm great, but nothing's changing in my world outside of me. I don't have better relationships. I don't have more money. My business isn't growing. I'm not moving into the next level of home that I'd like to move into, where life just kind of stays the same. So you're spiritual, but things kind of stay the same. So that's why manifestation is so incredibly powerful, because it's spirituality meets personal growth and development, which is the elevation part, the expansion part. So this is becoming a version of yourself that you have not yet been, and rising in your consciousness to be that version, and then experience that version in the 3D physical world. So manifestation then means that you exist on 3 planes. You exist on the spiritual plane, the intellectual plane, and the 3D physical world plane. So that means you're a spiritual being. That's the spiritual plane. You're a spiritual being that is inside a physical body, a vessel. So that's Kathleen vessel right now that's sitting here. So I'm a spiritual being in the Kathleen vessel with an intellectual mind. So when we understand all 3 of those parts and we tap into and align all 3 of those parts, we're magical. We are magical. So traditional peak performance mentors will teach you how to move your body differently. So I think about, I hired a health coach years ago, and it was all about accountability. So this was like a weight loss coach, maybe 6 years ago. And they taught me how to eat different and how to move my body different. And they used accountability to help me do it. So it was literally every day you're going to eat these foods, you're going to write them down, you're going to track them, you're going to measure them. And then every day you're going to do these activities for this long and tell me when you're done. That was just the physical plane. That's it. So there was no work on my limiting beliefs. There was no work on why do I think I need to lose weight, and why do I eat bad food when I'm sad and want to cry? Why do I not exercise although I tell myself I want to? There was no work on the intellectual mind or any of the patterns in the programs. So now you can see how you add that work in with that accountability, you're magical. But now add spirit. Okay, add the spiritual plane. Understand the awareness of what you are, and you are forever going to be in co-creation and having anything and everything that you want when you want it. It's a very, very powerful place to be. So that's why I say self-awareness is the first step towards manifesting the experience of life that you desire, because that's what we're doing here. We're saying, I want my experience of life to be XYZ, so I'm going to become more self-aware so that I can know what I really want, how I really want it, who do I really want in my life, etc., etc. Then we are going to connect to spirit. We are going to connect to our oneness. We are going to be spiritually aligned and connected. We are going to understand what we really are. We are not our bodies. That is not my belief. I used to believe I was my body. So Sandy, that would never look in the mirror, she believed she was her body so much that she didn't even want to look at it. It was so important. That body, that meat suit, means so much that the fact that it's not flat stomach, physical beauty, that something was wrong with you. Where did this come from? Do you think that the animals living out in the middle of the forest see each other and go, oh, you're an ugly looking deer. You're not good enough. You're not worthy of that food. No, that's what we do, because we are at a higher level of consciousness. We think that our body has something to do with who we are. You can manifest your body. Your body and what you believe about your body will manifest outwardly. Yes, it will. But when you decide that there is something wrong with your body and you want to change it, you are in judgment of your body and you are giving it negative energy and negative vibration, and you will not see a change to it. And if you do, it will be a non-permanent change. You'll go back. So if you want to change the way in which your body operates, not looks, but operates, you must choose to love your body. You must choose to love yourself. And the belief that I am not my body, that I am in this body, changed my whole life, changed everything. Because when I look in the mirror, I don't see a body. I look in the mirror and I see a spiritual being in this vessel that is so grateful to be here, so loving, so just in awe of everything that my body is able to do. Right? So the biggest thing is to understand that you are spirit, that you are awareness. You are what is aware of your thoughts. You are what is aware of your body. So even your thoughts that go through your mind, those are not like yours. Most of the time, those thoughts have come from somewhere else. And so you ask the question, is that thought mine? Did that thought come from someone else? Where did I hear that? Is that true? Do I need to believe that? Who says that thin bodies are better? Who says that's healthy? It's actually not true. Not at all. Not true in the least. And if you believe that, I would ask where you heard that. Someone trying to sell us weight loss pills? Just saying. I used to do that. I used to sell weight loss supplements because I bought into the idea that I had to change my body to be successful, to be worthy. No, you don't. In the body you are in right now, in this moment, the color hair you have, whether you have makeup on or no makeup on, if you have a six-pack abs or you have a big belly, you are just as worthy of everything that this universe has to offer. God does not judge. The God of my understanding does not judge, I will say. So I want to read you something from Happier Than God by Neale Donald Walsch. So Neale Donald Walsch has also written Conversations with God. I've never read that, so don't ask me about that. I read what I'm called to read, and this called me, and I read it. And I was a bit averted to reading it because of the title Happier Than God didn't connect with me. I was like, what? I don't get it. But now that I've read it and read it and read it and read it and read it, I absolutely am tuned in and tapped into this and believe every single word. So he says, page 142 for all of you that are going to be asking me. I know you also will. This is what he says about God. God is not a super being in the sky with the same proclivities and emotional needs as human beings, including the need for love and for revenge. God is life's essential energy. You might want to call that energy pure intelligence, right? Intelligence doesn't care whether you believe it or not. It doesn't care whether you use it on purpose or not. If you do use it on purpose, it doesn't care how. It makes no judgment about any of this. In fact, it makes no judgment about anything at all. Pure intelligence wants nothing, needs nothing, seeks nothing. It simply is. It exists in a way that allows itself to be used. It does this, it allows this, it makes this possible by placing itself inside of everything. So when we say that the universe is in everything, God is in everything, all at once, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about a formless substance and essence and energy that exists, that is flowing to and through you at all times, 24/7. You are a part of it. So you are infinite intelligence that is connected up to the greater infinite intelligence. You are one arm or one branch of it. You are one with spirit, one with God. So you are not separate from the universe. You are a part of it. The universe is a part of you. That's what we're saying here. Very, very powerful. He also says here, the energy that I am here calling pure intelligence can be used, is being used at every level of life, including life itself. Ooh, that's good. You are using this energy, you are focusing this energy every second of every minute of every hour of every day, usually without knowing it. So some people will ask me, how do I become one with God? You don't, you just are. But I can help you to feel your oneness. I can help you to be aware of your oneness, to experience your oneness. But your power comes from this oneness. If you believe that you are the sole creator of your life and that you have to do everything on your own, you will be in the third dimension, which is 3D physical world, and you will be working with your feet only, your feet and your hands, and you will be trying to manipulate the world, and you will work hard and you will do more and you will hustle. But if you can believe in your oneness and have faith that you are supported, that you are guided, that you have this formless substance, this infinite intelligence, this pure energy source that is just responding to your every need, feeling, thought, behavior, then you become so powerful. You change everything outside of you. Everything. The first step is to believe in something. I used to believe faith was believing in a higher power, was believing in something that's doing things for me, or that's going to save me or punish me if I do something wrong. But what I now believe that my faith is in myself. My faith is in the formless substance. My faith is in my oneness. My faith is in this incredible universe that we exist in. And my faith is in that if I think of something enough, it will come to pass. It will come to pass. And so the great I am, you're going to hear this. We're going to end a day with a song that means a lot to me and to my team. And you will hear becoming one with the great I am. What is the I am? So when we say I am rich, I am poor, I am happy, I am sad. When we say I am, we are commanding the formless substance. When we say I am, that is the ask. So I would reconsider thinking, I am not good enough. I am not well. I am sick. I am sad. It's one thing to experience it. It's another thing to I am it, to be it. And so instead we say, I am strong. I am powerful. I am beautiful. I am successful. I am happy. I am health. And so when we do all of that, we are commanding the formless substance. We are commanding what we choose. Very, very different and very, very different, powerful place to be in. Somebody sent me a message right before my speaking engagement on the weekend, and they said, did you know that I am in Hebrew means it shall come to pass? And I was like, oh, I didn't know that that's actually what it meant in Hebrew, but like, I knew that's what it meant. Because anything we I am, we will continue to create. We will continue to be. So I am a woman who ... and I empower myself with that. Listen, I was a woman that hated working out at the gym, okay? Old me. Did not like the gym, did not like working out. Even getting a personal trainer was like, ugh. Now I have a personal trainer, Eric, and he's amazing. He's coming to Mexico. And when I work out with him, I am constantly I aming. I am powerful. I am strong. I'm a badass. I'm a baddie. I can do anything you tell me to do, Eric. I can do it. I am that strong. I am that fearless. And he hears it. He hears it from me all the time. We're hiking up Runyon Canyon in Los Angeles, California, and I'm I aming myself the whole way up the hill. And so I'm wielding the power for good, which is a very, very important thing. I wasn't even going to talk about I am today, but apparently we're supposed to. Okay, there's something else I want to read too. The opportunity that lies before us and before all sentient beings is to use the essential energy of pure intelligence in the way in which it was designed to be used. Not all things that exist in the universe can use this essential energy consciously. That is, with full self-awareness and with intention. Only those elements of life that are self-conscious, that is, aware of themselves, can do so. So this is why self-awareness came first, before spirit, in my 4-step manifestation process. Because if you are not aware, you cannot wield this power. If you do not believe in it, you cannot wield this power. And so how much do you believe in that? I believe that I can think something and it shall pass. It will happen. Why do I believe that? I just think that my thoughts are that magnetic. Yeah, they're energy. But the universe literally aligns based on my thinking, because of how powerful I believe my thinking is and how much faith I have in God. I'll write something down and it will happen. So when we talk about universal law, the perpetual transmutation of energy, that universal law says that any idea held in the screen of the mind will manifest into the physical form by law. It will transmute. It will go from thought into thing. So just like water goes from water to steam, or it goes from water to ice, our thoughts are the exact same way. Our thoughts go from thought energy to physical 3D energy, thought into thing. That is universal law. The problem is that we all think that it's a conscious thing that we have to do for a moment. We make a decision to have a thought go to a thing. No, it's happening all the time. And the formless substance is the energy that's making it happen. So you can tell yourself a lie enough times that you will believe it and you will act on the lie. So what lie are we telling today? I'm so powerful. I am so strong. I am so rich. I am so abundant. I am so worthy. I care so much about other people. I am changing lives. I am influencing people by the better just by being on this live today. Those are the ideas that I am holding on the screen of my mind to manifest into the physical form by law. By law. So self-awareness is so big because without it, you don't know what you believe in. Without it, you don't know what you're I-aming and not I-aming. You don't know that you can change it. I was unaware that I could change who I was. I believed that Kathleen Cameron was Kathleen. I had a personality, I was born with it, and that's just how I was. Not anymore. I accepted beliefs from other people that then perpetuated throughout my life. And this happens all the time. Like, who's the guy that did the lights? That created lights? Oh my God, you guys. I'm having a moment. Come on. Edison. So, Thomas Edison. So I hadn't heard this story before, but when I was in a gala in LA last month, or was it last month? Yeah. I was with Andrew, who is the creator of the Think and Grow Rich movie. And he's the one that cast me in the Mums Rising movie. And I was with him and he said something about Edison. And there was a picture of Edison in the Grammy Museum. And he's like, well, haven't you heard the story? And I'm like, what story? And he said something along the lines of when Edison was a kid, he was in school. And the teacher said that he was actually too stupid to continue in school and they kicked him out. And there was a letter that said it. And so His parents, I can't remember if it was a mom or dad, I don't know the details of the story, but whoever his parent was told him he was too smart to go to that school, that he was a genius. His mom. Okay, good. Lisa knows the answer. And so he lived his life with the assumption that he was a genius, and look what he did. And he didn't find that letter until way, way, way late in his life, and saw this letter that said that he was too stupid for school. So what has somebody put on you? What has somebody told you about you? What diagnosis do you have? What medication are you on? What belief do you have about your intellect, about your knowledge, your understanding? What do you believe to be true about your body? Where did that come from? And is it true? Self-awareness is huge. And I would love for you guys to please question some of the beliefs that you have about yourself. Some of the things that you believe to be true, and go, why do I believe that? Where did that come from? Because you can change it. You can change it in an instant. I used to believe that I was sensitive, that I was shy, that I was an introvert, that I didn't like attention, that I was ugly. Crazy. And here I am, like, now I'm going, like, I can't believe I believed that about myself for so long. It didn't help me. It didn't help the world, and it didn't help my daughters in any way for me to believe those things about myself. And so now my daughters, I ask them, what do you love about you? And they say, well, I'm so beautiful. I'm so powerful. I love that I'm so funny. I was in the kitchen yesterday, and Mason just came up to me, and she looked at me and she said, Mom, you are so beautiful. And I said, what made you say that? She's like, I don't know. I think you're so beautiful. I said, that is so sweet. And she said, and you know what? I look like you. And I'm beautiful. I went, yeah, you are. And so I truly do not believe she would have said that to me if I didn't see it in myself. She wouldn't. And so she's a reflection of my own beliefs about myself, reflecting back at me. So what's the reflection back at you? What are the judgments that you feel like you're getting from the world? And are you really getting them from the world? Or are you getting them from yourself? Because you believed what the world told you. I did a podcast episode, and it is my favorite one by far. Actually, it's the first podcast episode of my own that I listen to. I don't ever listen to my own stuff. But I listened to it yesterday morning. And I heard myself say what I needed to hear, which was really powerful. But I talked about becoming healthy and weight loss and the journey. And that's my flaw. So you all have a flaw that you believe you have. Mine was my weight. So I use that as an example. But for you, it might be, how you look. It might be your intellect. It could be your age. It could be your race. It could be your gender identification. Like whatever it is that you believe is a flaw of yours, listen to this perspective. But it's not the flaw that's the problem. It's your belief that the flaw is a problem. It's your belief that it's a flaw at all. That's the problem. And so I started that flaw. Am I saying flow? Is that my Canadian accent? Flaw. You're flawed. You're wrong. You're bad. You're broken. You need fixing. You're flawed. Yeah, that's what I mean, Corinne. But I started that podcast episode by saying that if you are searching this podcast episode to learn how to manifest weight loss, I want you to think about why you want to manifest weight loss. What part of you believes that it's bad to be overweight? What part of you thinks you need to be thin? What part of you believes you are broken and needs fixing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then I sent them to go watch some of my self-love master classes and come back with the desire to live a long, healthy life, and then listen to the podcast episode. Because wanting to look better and wanting to be healthy are two different things. And the weight loss industry is built upon the idea of vanity, hidden behind the healthy lifestyle. So, no more. We are loving ourselves to become the best of ourselves. So, this spirit then that flows to and through us, this energy source, this Oneness with God. How do you feel that oneness? You choose to feel it. You choose to believe in it, and you choose to tap into the experience of it. I want to help you do that today. And so whatever you believe to be true, okay, so whether you believe in God, whether you believe in the universe, a formless substance, source, creator, I'm sure I'm missing lots of other words and terminologies that we can use to describe this energy, this essence, this power. But I want you to believe in something, whatever that is for you, that you can feel through your body. Okay? So it's not something we can observe. Okay? We want to observe, we want to see. We want our five senses to see it. I can't see the energy, but you can experience it, you can feel it. And so what I want you to do is feel and tune into your oneness. So we're going to end today in just a couple of minutes with one of my favorite songs that me and the team listen to, and I listen to feel my oneness. And I don't even know how I found the song. Somebody brought it to me one day and I was like, oh, like this just describes everything. And so I use music in my manifestation process all the time. If you watch my stories, you know music is a big, big part of my life. So that's why all the songs we choose before we're starting the day are curated for a reason. Those songs are created to help you with your vibration. We play a song at the end of every masterclass, and we stay on and experience the song together in spirit. So this song can play, you can turn your camera off, you can get onto your cell phone, you can check your messages, you can post to Instagram, you can check your email, but you're not going to tap into this power. You're not going to wield it, you're not going to feel it, because your focus is on your phone. So if you can, and if you want to really experience this song and you really want to feel this song, don't touch your phone, stay with us with your camera on, and allow yourself to really listen to the words, feel the music, feel the power. Close your eyes if you want to. My team is going to be here with you. I'm going to be here for the entirety of the song. I'm not going anywhere, because this is my work. This is where I can tap into this energy and I can wield it. And you will feel your vibration be very different at the end of the song, just from listening to it. But before we play it, I just want to say last minute housekeeping things. So the homework for tonight is lesson 1 and lesson 2. So this is where you're going to start to embody what I've just said today. If there's a part of you that's trying to avoid answering the questions, please try again. You're avoiding facing something. So just sit down a couple of times today, a couple of different moments, ask yourself the question a couple of times, think about it. Even if you don't want to write it down, just think about it, but at least allow yourself to go there. Remember the bravery in looking in the mirror. This is what we're doing. We're being brave by looking in the mirror right now. And it's through awareness. Tomorrow we will do lesson 3 and 4, and Saturday will be VIP day. Okay? Please tag me on social media. If you were on today and you do a post, please tag me. I'd love to reshare you, show my audience. I think it's so important that people see us growing and expanding and becoming our best and going within. We set an example. Every single one of us is leaders in this world, and we lead through example. So other people seeing you grow and develop and expand and wanting to change your life, it